Hello, welcome to Pantry to Plate. My name is Darla Harms and I work for the Salvation Army of Southern Illinois. Today, we want to show you how to take food pantry items and make a great meal. So let's go see what's in the bag.
This edition of Pantry to Plate is brought to you by Indigo Realty, where every property tells a story. Find Indigo Realty at indigorealty.net.
So this is what you would find in a pantry bag at the Salvation Army. Before we do that though, I want to make sure to introduce you to today's guest cook, Alysa Bunting with Indigo Realty.
Hi, Darla.
Hey girl, thanks for coming on our show today.
Happy to be here.
Tell our audience a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Alysa Bunting, and I'm the owner of Indigo Realty. I'm a mom of 3, and I love to cook.
Wonderful. So I shared this idea with you about taking pantry basics and turning them into a great meal. So we're going to use really good cooks, and we're going to taste test at the end, and I guess we'll find out, right?
That's right.
Okay,
we'll find out.
Let's see what's in the bag. So here are a few items that we would serve at the Salvation Army. We are so proud to be able to serve bread products. Yep, we've got some barbecue Frito chips, pasta, which you would find in most pantry bags. And you've got, what you got there?
Some brown rice.
Brown rice. Oh, and looky here. We even have Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies for our folks. Okay, mashed potatoes, some Lipton soup.
We've got some canned peaches.
More canned peaches, canned
Sweet corn.
raisins. Ooh, that sounds good. I'll bet you could do something really good in dessert.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that one out.
All right.
More chips and raisins.
Diced tomatoes. Excellent.
And dark red kidney beans.
Okay, excellent. I think we got one more vegetable. We have green beans. So in most food pantry bags, you're going to find an assortment of items. And what we want to do today is make sense of everything here on the table. Tell me what you're going to make.
Yeah, I think we're going to make some bread pudding. It's a pretty simple recipe. You can do it with just 3 or 4 ingredients. So in the bag, we had the bread, the raisins, some household staples that hopefully you have would be milk. You can use regular milk or a dairy-free alternative. It should work fine. And then butter, sugar, and salt's always good even in sweets.
And the other thing, if they couldn't buy regular milk, there's always shelf-stable milk.
Yeah, you could use powdered.
You find in a pantry.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
You could take powdered milk and reconstitute it and use that. And
Yep.
so if you have that, that would definitely work fine. All right, so we're going to start off with 2 cups of milk, or 4 cups of milk, I apologize. We might not use it all with our pan. You can do this in a 8x8 pan, or you can use a 9x13. So get your pan, get your milk. We're going to grease the pan, and we're going to just use the stick of butter to do that.
And then what if they're trying to save a little money, on milk? Could you do half milk, half water?
You could, yeah. Yep, because you're going to get most of your flavor, honestly, with this dish from the sugar, and then it's going to be a little non-traditional maybe with the raisins in it, but I think that'll just add a nice touch. So we're just going to put the butter in there so that none of this sticks, and we're going to then take the sugar, and we're going to use just a little bit to dust this, just to help it'll actually kind of create a little bit of a crust.
Excellent. Yeah, that butter and sugar.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
So we'll just kind of jostle that around to get the pan coated. The little extra in there won't hurt anything. It'll get absorbed with the milk. So if you have old bread, you can use old bread. If we've got this, because stale bread will kind of help. It's a good way to use up stale bread. But what we're going to do is literally just kind of tear this into pieces.
Some help?
Sure.
How many are you going to use?
Well, again, we're going to use enough to fill the pan that we have.
Awesome.
So if we have a 9x13, you would use more, but this 8x8, we probably won't use as much.
Yes, we do this at home with extra buns and hot dog buns. It's a good way to use what you've got, right?
Yep, use them up before they go bad.
Yep.
As you can see, the longest part of this recipe is just cooking it.
Cooking it.
It's supposed to cook in the oven for about 35 to 40 minutes.
Is that good?
Yep, that looks great.
All right, awesome.
And then with these raisins, I like raisins.
I love raisins.
So we're going to kind of be a little heavy on the raisins.
That's all right with me.
And we're just going to sprinkle think we're going to sprinkle 2 packages in.
Okay. Again, raisins are something that typically you can find at a food pantry or, again, not a very expensive food product at the store.
No, not at all. So then we're just going to pour this in.
That looks amazing.
And we are going to use this whole package of powdered sugar. You can use powdered sugar because that's what we had, or you can use regular sugar. If you use regular sugar, you're going to want to use about 2 cups. It'll look like we're using a lot of sugar, but it is just because it's powdered sugar.
So this is not a diabetic friendly
No,
meal,
not
correct?
at all. Not at all.
Maybe not even a calorie. Well, we'll just pretend there's no calories.
There's no calories in this.
Yeah, exactly. It's a TV show. They don't have calories. Oh, that looks amazing.
All right. Again, like I said, we are going to use this whole thing of sugar. Get that last little bit of milk in there.
Excellent.
And as it's cooking, it will kind of help brown it up. So we're going to take this into the oven for 35 to 40 minutes at 385 degrees.
There we go. Okay.
All right. Now we wait. It's
By the
baking.
way, you kind of burned your
Yeah,
arm.
I burned myself. So
So you were telling me this really cool trick that you do. Tell our folks.
lavender essential oil. If you have it on hand, sometimes you can find it at one of the discount stores in a discount bin. Definitely pick it up. If you burn yourself and you instantly put lavender essential oil on your burn, it will 90% of the time not blister. So I wish I had some right now. It's not a big burn, but man, those oven racks get me a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So next time, Pantry to Plate, we'll bring the lavender.
Yes.
All right, my friends. So, okay. So what do we do next? What do we do?
All right. Well, and we're gonna level up the dessert by making some caramel to go on
Okay.
top of that bread pudding.
All right.
Caramel's supposed to be really easy. It's literally just burning sugar. Or
Burning sugar.
yeah, so we're going to
Okay.
take 1 cup of sugar in a non-stick pan. And then we're going to have a rubber spatula.
Okay.
And I've already got the stove top on over here. And you simply just stir it. The sugar will start to melt. And you just have to stir it. That's the key. You don't want it to burn. If you need to adjust, I have it on high right now. If that ends up being too high, we will bring it down. But it's no other ingredients other than just letting this melt and make a sugary goo. All right, so this can take a few minutes. It's really just standing here and stirring it until you see it starting to melt.
Patience. Right.
Yes.
Lots of patience.
That watcher's pot never boils. I think the same can be said for caramel and when you're with the sugar.
Just why I probably don't do it. Yes. It takes up patience.
So you can see it's starting to melt, just a little bit of the liquid coming in. This is all melted and it's become the nice caramely color and bubbling, and this is the perfect time to take it off. So we're going to take it off and we're going to just let it sit here until we're ready to pour it over the bread pudding. So we're going to take the bread pudding out. It's nice and brown on top. So we're going to take this out. Let it start cooling off. You can see it bubbling there. We are going to let this cool until it quits bubbling before we put the caramel on top. We're going to poke some holes in here just to help this caramel mixture that we made seep down into it. So just kind of take a fork and dot it like I did. And we're going to pour this caramel mixture over. It does set up pretty quick, as you can see. Make sure to get it all the way around so all the pieces have some. And it is that simple. This should be cool enough to eat and enjoy.
It's not really like great until somebody tastes it. We have some guests with us today who are our tasters. And so the first is Colette Kaplinger. She is the executive director for the Salvation Army of Southern Illinois and my boss. So let's hope it's good, right?
Exactly.
All right. And this is Byron Fager. He is the executive director for the Southern Illinois Community Foundation and quickly becoming a very good friend of mine and collaborator in the community. So we're happy to have them here with us today. So are we ready to serve it up?
Let's plate it up.
So now we're going to give the
Let's try
bread
this pudding.
pudding a shot. I'm going to move these out of the way, everybody.
So bread pudding is always definitely a soft dessert. And so you could do it on a plate or a bowl. We're doing it on a plate today. Let's see how that caramel turned out. I think the raisins were the trick there. I'm glad they were in the bag.
Little something more.
A little more texture.
Yep, exactly.
And that was so easy too.
Yeah.
It really was a great
Yeah.
way to use everything in your pantry, right? Excellent. Well, everyone, we're so grateful that you joined us for Pantry to Plate. Thank you to Alysa Bunting with Indigo Realty and our guest taste testers. Again, I'm Darla Harms. I'm your host from Pantry to Plate. We'll see you next time.
This edition of Pantry to Plate is brought to you by Indigo Realty, where every property tells a story. Find Indigo Realty at indigorealty.net. Pantry to Plate is a collaborative production of the Salvation Army, the Southern Illinois Community Foundation, and Mannvoice Productions. And special thanks to the Aldersgate Global Methodist Church in Marion, Illinois for the use of their kitchen. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for Pantry to Plate.